So firstly we will consider the rule of instantiation. This rule say if some property is true for everything in a domain, then it is true for any particular thing in the domain. So यहाँ पे ये एक सिंपल वे ऑफ डिडक्शन है कि अगर जनरल स्टेटमेंट के बारे में हमें पता हो, किसी चीज़ की जनरल स्टेटमेंट के बारे में पता हो, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि वो अप्लाई हो सकती है किसी भी पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू के लिए. लाइक वी कंसिडर द एग्जांपल ऑल ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर मॉर्टल. सो दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ ऑल ह्यूमन बीइंग्स दैट दे आर मॉर्टल, कि तमाम इंसान जो हैं वो फ़ानी हैं और वो दे विल बी डाइड. Socrates is human being. So in this example we see that all human beings are mortal, and Socrates is a particular example from human beings, and Socrates is human being. So we can conclude here this symbol stands for therefore, so we can conclude Socrates is mortal. So continuing with the universal instantiation, suppose we are having a problem to simplify rk plus 1 multiply by r, where r is a particular real number and k is a particular integer. From basic algebra we know that for all x belong to r, mn belong to integers, xm multiply by xn is equal to x raised power m plus n. कि अगर हम प्रोडक्ट लें कोई सी दो वेरिएबल्स का जो कि रियल नंबर्स में से हों और उनकी पावर्स हों इंटीजर्स m एंड n, तो वो पावर्स ऐड हो जाती हैं. दिस इज अ जनरल रूल फॉर द मल्टीप्लिकेशन इन वेरिएबल्स. इसी तरह हम एक और जनरल स्टेटमेंट के बारे में जानते हैं. फॉर ऑल x बिलोंग टू r, x रेज़्ड टू पावर 1 इज इक्वल टू x. सो अगर कोई भी रियल नंबर चूज किया जाए और उसकी पावर 1 ली जाए और उस 1 को यहाँ से हटा दिया जाए, तो दीज हैव द सेम मीनिंग. अब हम अपनी एग्जाम्पल की तरफ चलते हैं. आर के प्लस 1 मल्टीप्लाई बाय आर, और इसको हम सॉल्व करना चाहते हैं. सो यूजिंग दीज टू पॉइंट्स, दीज टू जनरल स्टेटमेंट्स, हम कह सकते हैं आर के प्लस 1 डॉट आर इज इक्वल टू आर के प्लस 1 डॉट आर 1. यहाँ पे हमने सेकेंड जो स्टेटमेंट है उसको यूज़ किया है, नंबर 2 पे जो स्टेटमेंट है उसको यूज़ किया है और r को रिप्लेस कर दिया है r1 से. एंड नाउ इन द सेकेंड स्टेप वी आर यूजिंग 1, जिसमें के पावर्स को ऐड किया गया है. व्हेन दीज टू वेरिएबल्स आर मल्टीप्लाइड द पावर्स आर एडेड. सो k प्लस 1 और 1 को जब हम ऐड करेंगे तो वी गेट k प्लस 2. So both argument 1 and 2 are examples of universal instantiation. Now we consider universal modus ponens. Modus ponens rule जो है वो हम simply पढ़ चुके हैं already, कि if we have P implies Q and we are given that P is true, then we can conclude that Q is also true. So this rule is simple modus ponens rule, and when we say we are using universal modus ponens, we need to replace this conditional statement with the universal conditional statement. Now consider the formal version of universal modus ponens. For all x, px implies qx. We have seen here that the hypothesis is replaced with a predicate and conclusion is replaced with the predicate, and a domain is specified for the variable x. Now we put a value from the domain and we choose a particular value that satisfy px. So we are given with this PA, and this PA is true. So with the help of these two statements, we can conclude that QA is also true for that particular A. So informally हम ये कह सकते हैं, if x makes px true, then x makes qx true. And A makes A, which is a particular element in the domain, A makes px true, then we can claim A makes qx true. Now we consider an example to understand it. If a number is a1, then its square is a1. So this is a universal conditional statement. And now we are choosing k, which is a particular even number. So k is a particular even number. Now what we can say about k is that the square of k is also even. So we can conclude that the square of k is even. Now trying to write it in a formal way, we write it like for all x, Ex implies Sx, where Ex is x is even and Sx is square of x is even. And then we choose an element, a number from the domain, which is k, and that k is an even number. So k satisfies this predicate Ex. So Ek is true for particular k. Therefore, we can conclude Sk, which means the square of k is also even. This form of argument is valid by universal modus ponens. Next we study universal modus tollens. Ordinary rules जब हमने पढ़े थे लॉज ऑफ इन्फरेंस में, तो वहाँ पे मॉडस पोनेंस के लिए हमारे पास एक कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट दी जाती थी, P implies Q, which is a given true statement, and then we have the negation of Q, which is also true, and we conclude that negation of P will be true. So this sort of argument is known as modus tollens. इसी को जब हम यूनिवर्सल मॉडस टॉलन में लेकर जाएंगे तो P और Q जो कि सिंपल हमारे पास स्टेटमेंट्स थी, these will be replaced with predicates and a domain will be specified. Just you can see here, for all x, Px implies Qx. So now it is a universal conditional statement. And now we are choosing an element from the domain, which is A, and putting in Qx, so that negation of Qa is true. And if negation of Qa is true, and with the help of this statement, which is also true, we can conclude that that particular value of A, negation of Pa, A will be true. So informally we can say, if x makes Px true, then x makes Qx true. A does not make Qx true. So A does not make Px true. Consider an example. All human beings are mortal. Zeus is immortal. Therefore, Zeus is not a human being. So in these examples, we write it first in a formal way. Let Hx is x is human and Mx x is mortal. So these are two predicates, and let Z stands for Zeus. So the above argument becomes, for all x, if Hx, then Mx. And now when we take Zeus and say that Zeus is immortal, it means the negation of Mx is true for Z. And then we can conclude from both these statements that Zeus is not a human. So this is the universal modus tollens, and this argument form is a valid argument form.